Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. The Sabbath basically over. I'm still teaching. Going into the bonus episodes of this time class or whatever like that. Let's get started. So I ended it on Daniel 5:14. Pass that truth, nigga. Daniel 5:14. Alright. So now we about to prove the work week. Let's go to Genesis. Go to Genesis. Genesis. So, all right, now we're going to improving the work week of Yahweh, man. Go to Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. That's a summary. Verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. The earth was without form, it wasn't created yet, and void, it wasn't no people on it yet, and void of any knowledge or any know-how or anything. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. Basically, well, void of any life, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. There was no understanding of the Most High knowledge in the universe, or whatever you want to call it. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. His commandments went out to his first created being, Christ. Verse 3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. He commanded the light elements to be created. They blueprinted everything out, and they started creating in steps. Verse 4. And saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. So they seen what they could do with the light elements, and they ordained it, they separated it from the light from the darkness. They're two separate things. And verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Come on, man. Let's go to verse 8. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Let's go to 13. And the evening and the morning were the third day. Let's go to 19. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Going through the Most High work week. 23. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Let's go to 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good, and the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Let's keep going. Genesis 2, 1-3. Thus say the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day, and from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God had created and made. So he's going into the end of the week, the Sabbath. That's why the seventh day he blessed it and sanctified it. It's going into the Sabbath. So he blessed it. Let's see how he blessed the seventh day. Leviticus, no, hold on, 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. In the evening and the morning was the sixth day. So let's go to 2nd Esdras 6 and 38. 2nd Esdras, it parallels Genesis. 2nd Esdras 6. It go into it about the creation and all that. 2nd Esdras 6. 2nd Esdras 6 and 38. And I said, O Lord, thou speakest from the beginning of creation, even the first day, and saidest thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy work was a perfect work. And then was the spirit of darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures, that thy work might appear. Know what I mean? And when you go down, and when you go all the way to 54, if you go back to, I was going to read it, but I ain't going to read it now. You go back to Genesis 1, it links up with 2nd Esdras 38 all the way to 54, all the way to the creation of man. The sixth day, man was created. No. Man was created not on the sixth day. The thing about Genesis 1 and 26. No, I was right. Man was created on the sixth day. So we go to 2nd Esdras 38 through 54. It's showing you it's talking about literal creation. So the Most High, Genesis 2, 1 through 3, the Most High sanctified the seventh day. Why don't say in the morning and the evening was the seventh day? But for every day it say the morning and it say the evening and the morning was the 1 through 6. At each day it say the morning and the evening and the morning was the first day through the sixth day. But on the seventh day it don't say that. It says sanctified and blessed it. Let's see why. Let's see why it don't say the morning, the evening, and the morning. Let's see. Famous scriptures brothers like to run to prove a day. Leviticus 23. 23 and 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month, at even, from evening unto evening, shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. Evening to evening just was ordained for the Sabbath, yet, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, man. You go back and read Genesis 1, it's talking about a work week. Let's go. It's more. Let's go back to Genesis 1 and 2. See, brothers read this scripture and they think Genesis 1 is saying the earth and heavens was already created. I used to think that till I had to go back and meditate over it. I found some more stuff. Genesis 1 and 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Genesis 1 and 2 is talking about the Most High giving his knowledge to Christ to start creation. That's prove it. Man wasn't on the earth yet or nothing else. Genesis 1 is talking about literal creation. Not no allegory, or the Bible is just allegory. No, it ain't. Genesis 1 and 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. You know what I mean? Let's go to Genesis 2, 2 and 8. And So man was created on the 6th day, and let's see when the commandments was given to man. Genesis 2:8. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Verse 9. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So Genesis 1 and 2 is not talking about the commandments going to man. It's talking about the commandments going to Christ to start off the creation. Man ain't get the commandments till Genesis 2. In the very beginning. Let's go to Genesis 1. Back to Genesis 1 and 3. Let's see. Genesis 1 and 3 through 5. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light. Let there be light. Created the light. Let us create this light. They need to see. Created the light elements, and God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. Seeing what he can do with it, and made a separation between light and darkness. Ordained they was going to be two different things. Let's see what the two different things they're going to be. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Let's go to 16. And on one level, you could say he saw the light was, you could talk about that, talk about knowledge and all that, but Genesis 1 is going into a literal creation. And you could say, yeah, he created the light and let there be light. So the light was good. You could say that was knowledge, but when you see it, it's going to literal creation. But let's go to 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So he made he took the light elements, and then he made instruments for the use. Everything was blueprinted out. The creation of man, everything was mapped out. But then he got to go in steps to start creating the stuff. Come on, let's go. Let me see. I see why I understand these things. Created the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 17. For he hath given me certain knowledge of things that are, namely to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and the midst of times, the phases of the turning of the sun, and the change of seasons. Oh man, what's the alterations of the sun and change of seasons? The day is a season, the night is a season. Come on, let's keep going. Let's go to Psalms 19. Psalms 19, 1 through 4. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. Day unto day, night unto night, the Most High knowledge is here. Is here. But it's shown in two separate things even right there. Day unto day uttereth speech, when you awoke, and night unto night showeth knowledge. How How is it showing knowledge? Because it say he sealed man's instructions on a bed at night. And light unto night show of knowledge. Seal your instructions while you sleep. Verse 3. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Verse 4. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them have he set a tabernacle for the sun. Verse 5. Which is as a bridegroom coming out his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. Verse 6. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it. And there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The earth, the sun going from one end of the earth to the next, and can't nothing hide from the heat and the light thereof. You know what I mean? You can pull something else out of that, but that's going into literal talking about attributes of the sun. Talking about the movement phases of the sun. Let's go to Daniel. Daniel. Daniel 12. And verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. It's talking about wisdom. It's comparing your wisdom to the firmament. What's the firmament? It's talking about where the stars and the sun and stuff dwell at. Rainbow and everything. And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. You know what I mean? It's gonna be many, endless amount. Many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Let's keep going. Matthew 5. Let's go. I'm teaching through the Sabbath. Finish my class. Matthew 5 and 13. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Talking about the Israelites. You know what I mean? That salt is going into the law, and it's going into attributes about us. We run faster, jump higher, can sing better, dance better. We more smart, more intelligent. 14. Ye are the light of the world. We supposed to be the example for the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Is that saying we the light of the world? We walking, our mind lighting up like a light bulb. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Is that literal? No. Ye are the light of the world. Let's go to 15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel. Neither do men have wisdom and hide it, but on a candlestick, so it can be seen, so it can be taught, so it can manifest, so other people can learn it. And it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Everybody that's seeking the Lord, you got it. If I got a new crossover and I want brothers to get it out there, I'm going to go to the gym and show it off and teach brothers at the gym. Where it's a lot of basketball players at. Proverbs 6 and 23. Come on, you got me twisted, like I don't know the different levels of precepts. Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. The Most High law help you see how to live. is comparing it to a lamp. And reproof of instructions are the way of life. That's the way to live. Let's go to Sirach 50 and 6. Sirach 50 and 6. Sirach 50 and 5. How was he honored in the midst? How was he honored in the midst of the people in his coming? Out of the sanctuary, he was as the morning star in the midst of a cloud, and as the moon at full. So it's comparing somebody's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to the morning star in the midst of a cloud. As the twilight phase coming, still stars still out. It's cloudy. You can see the star through the cloud. And as the moon at full. As the sun shining upon the temple of the Most High. And as the rainbow giving light in the bright clouds. That's metaphorical right there. Let's go to Amos. Amos 5 and 20. Amos 5 and 20. The spur right on it. Amos 5 and 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness? Is that talking about the day of the Lord? Is that saying the Most High consider the day in the dark time? Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? Some of the Most High judgment, man. Let's go to Habakkuk. Habakkuk. Let's go to Habakkuk. Habakkuk 3 and 16. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. Is that talking about a literal day, the sunshine, or whatever you consider a day? No, it's basically saying whatever time that trouble come, in the day of my trouble, when he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. On one level. Then on another level, you can say, because it invade with them as troops. If it's wartime, you want to go to war the daytime where you can see. But it's talking about the Most High judgment and his righteousness, man. Let's go to Zephaniah 1 and 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. It's talking about his judgment right there. That's what it's talking about. Let's go to verse 9. In the same day also will I punish all those that leap on the threshold, which fill their masters' houses with violence and deceit. Talking about wicked niggas. Let's go to 14 through 18. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and it hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The voice of the day of the Lord. Talking about his judgment, man. The voice of the day of the Lord is this book. Is the Bible. Telling people what's coming, his judgments and commandments and all that. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Know what I mean? When they hear the prophets teaching and all that, they go off. They start to break down. Verse 15. The day is a day of wrath. Now, when they say the day of the Lord is darkness, it's talking about the Most High ordained a day to start at the nighttime. The day is a day of wrath. The time is a time of wrath. A day of trouble. A time of trouble and distress. A day of wasteness. A time of wasteness and desolation. A day of darkness. A time of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness. Is that saying that a day is at nighttime? Talking about the Most High punishments, man. His judgments he gonna hand out. And what at that time, day right there is basically saying what time. Come on, man. I understand this English language greatly, man. I know what it's going into. Let's go to 17. Let's go to 16. A day of trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities. A day that the prophets going out declaring war. What's the fenced city? These doctrines of wicked knowledge is like a fenced city. Esau doing whatever to protect his wicked knowledge. A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And then you can say in biblical times when they was going to war. 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. In the time of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Let's keep going. Let's go to Job 21 and 30. Job 21 and 30. The book of Job 21 verse 30. That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. That the wicked is reserved to the time of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. They shall be brought forth to the time of wrath. Come on, man. Let's go to Psalms 37 and 6. Got me messed up, Negro, acting like I don't understand the different levels of scriptures. Psalms 37 and 6. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Saying his righteousness is going to be bright as the light. It's going to be strong. And thy judgment as the noonday. It's going to be at its peak. The noonday is at its representation of peakness. The noon represents the peak of the sun in a literal day. And thy judgment as the noonday. Sirach 43 and 3. Book of Sirach 43 and 3. At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? So it just said his righteousness is going to be like the sun at noonday. It's going to be like at noonday. Let's go back over it. It's going to be like, and thy judgment as the noonday. Let's see how his judgment going to be as the noonday. At noon it parcheth the country. It's talking about the literal sun at noon. And it's hot in the mud. At noon it parcheth the country. And who can abide the burning heat thereof? But you link that up with Psalm 37 and 6, you can apply it to his judgment. At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? Wow. Psalms 37 and 6. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. His judgment going to be at his peak. And what else is going to do? Sirach 43 and 3. At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? Who can escape the Most High judgment thereof? Come on, let's go. Come on, Negro. Talking about, oh man, I'm showing you levels to precepts now. I'm glad you did that, because you forced me to show how I really can break these scriptures down. Let's go to a noon letter. Let's go to noon. Pull this out. This is the book you need to break the Bible, the English down, the King's English, to get more understanding on the English going, and we'll see what noon is. Oh man, you got me messed up, man. Got me messed up. Shit, I'm gonna prove. Let's go to noon. The middle of the day, the time when the sun is in meridian, 12 o'clock. That's what they saying. The summit. Noon. That is at the summit. That is up or ultimate. That limits. Summit or limit mean it's at its height, it's at its peak, it's at its top. Let's go to First Maccabees 15. First Maccabees 15, 1 through 3. Moreover, Antiochus, son of Demetrius, the king sent letters from the isles of the sea, and to Simon the priest and prince of the Jews, and to all the people. The contents whereof were these: King Antiochus to Simon, the high priest, and prince of his nation, and to the people of the Jews greeting. Verse 3, forasmuch as certain pestilent men have usurped the kingdom of our fathers, and my purpose is to challenge it again, that I may restore it to the old estate, and to that end have gathered a multitude of foreign soldiers together and prepared ships of war. You know what I mean? Trying to prepare to the old estate. Trying to go back to the former times where we was thinking. That's what that's going into. And let me read, because I got first Maccabees 15. Let's go to Sirach 43 and 20. Sirach 43 and 20. Hold on, second Maccabees 15. Let's read second Maccabees 15 and 3 too. But over there it told you, let's go back to the former times when we was believing in. Let's go second Maccabees 15, 1 through 3. But Nicanor heard that Judas and his company were in the strong places about Samaria, resolved without any danger to set upon them on the Sabbath day. Nevertheless, the Jews that were compelled to go with him said, "Oh, destroy not so cruelty and barbarously, but give honor to that day, which he that seeth all things have honor with holiness above other days." Then the most ungracious wretch demanded if there were a mighty one in heaven that had demanded the Sabbath day to be kept. Let's go back over here to first Maccabees 15. So it say, that I may restore it to the old estate. Sirach 43 and 20. When the cold north wind bloweth, and the water is congealed into ice, it abideth upon every gathering together of water, and clotheth the water as with a breastplate. This showing how scripture's going in the literal sense too. You know what I mean? Let's go to Job 37 and 9. So that's talking about like in the Arctic region where it's so cold that an ice sheet appear over the ocean. That's literal. That literally happens, but you can apply the truth to it too. Let's go to Job 37 and 9. Job 37 and 9. Out of the south cometh the whirlwind, and cold out of the north. Don't Esau show you that? His meteorology. They let you know that already is. That the cold wind come from the north and the whirlwinds come from the south. Because it's hot down south. That's where all the tornadoes and strong wind come from. Come on, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We going to Jonah now. Jonah 4 and 7. Jonah 4 and 7. But God prepared a worm when the morning rose the next day. Talking about a man. And it smote the gourd that it withered. Let's go to Job 25 and 6. Let's prove that worm is talking about a man. Worm, when the morning rose the next day, when the sun came up the next day. How can the morning rose the next day? When the sun come up the next day. Let's prove that it was talking about a man though. God prepared a man when the morning rose the next day. Let's go to Job 25 and 6. How much less man that is a worm, and the son of man which is a worm. Wise men is a worm. Because that's what that sperm cell look like. That's what man start off as. How much less man that is a worm, and the Son of Man, which is a worm. So it's telling you right here, but God prepared a man when the morning rose the next day. Oh man, come on, I'm dancing around these scriptures, talking about levels. Come on, man. Second Timothy 1 and 2. 2 Timothy 1 and 10. But is now made manifest by the appearance of our Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach, who have abolished death and have brought life and immortality to light through the gospel, to understanding through the gospel. Immortality to light. What's one of the sayings in the world? Well, he brought that to light. He brought the understanding about that to light. And brought life and immortality to light through the gospel, through the truth. Brought the understanding. What's light going into? Understanding. Brought the understanding through the gospel, through the truth. Come on, Negro. Let's go to Ecclesiastes now. You want to talk about levels of scriptures? That's what you get. Ecclesiastes. One and 12 through 15. I, the preacher, was king over Israel and Jerusalem. 13. And I gave my heart, my mind to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. Searching out everything about this earth, the sun, moon, and stars, the elements, everything. From genes, the genealogy, the genome, everything. This sore travail have God given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. We commanded to learn and know these things, his science and all that. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun. That just talk about teaching? Nah. What's the most? Have you seen all works under the sun? What's that going into? It's going into the plants, the trees, the animals, the air, everything that live and dwell under the sun, that breathe, that's living, things you can see and can't see. And behold, all this vanity and vexation of spirit. Go to 15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. You know what I mean? It's going into the most high knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. But in that, it's telling you that we supposed to know what's going on this earth. Let's keep going. Like I said, I'm not going to dive deep into every single scripture. I don't broke down enough. It's a lot more to go. Some of them I'm not going to go just expound on too much because I'm under a time limit. Job 12. Job 12 and 20 through 25. He removeth away the speech of the trusting, and taketh away the understanding of the age. He poureth contempt upon the princes, and weakeneth the strength of the mighty. He discovereth deep things out of darkness. Didn't it say that? He discovereth deep things out of darkness, and bringeth out to light the shadow of death. 23. Genesis 1 and 2, you can apply that to Genesis 1 and 2. 23, he increaseth the nations and destroyeth them. He enlargeth the nations and straighteneth them again. 24, he taketh away the heart, the mind of the chief of the people of the earth, and causes them to wander in a wilderness where there is no way. 25, they grope in the dark without light. If they're talking about they in the dark, reaching around, trying to find light, no, they grope in the dark without light. They reaching for understanding in darkness. They want to know stuff. They want to be wise, dwelling in wickedness. They grope in the dark without light. You dwell in wickedness without no understanding of righteousness. Come on, let's go. And he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man. You always stumbling and clipping up, getting into situations and all that, because you wicked and don't even know it. Come on, man, let's go. You want to talk about levels? What levels you want to get? Job 17. Job 17, 11 through 13. My days are past. My purposes are broken off. Even the thoughts of my heart, my mind. They change the night into day. Is that talking about the literal night in a day? They change the night into day. The light is short because of darkness. If I wait, the grave is my house. I have made my bed in the darkness. So what that's telling you is born into righteousness and unrighteousness. He say, the grave is my house. I have made my bed in the darkness. See, my days are past. My purposes are broken off. Even the thoughts of my heart, my mind. They change night into day. They change unrighteousness into righteousness. So one of your thoughts, the light is short because of darkness. I got a little bit of understanding because of so much wickedness. If I wait, the grave is my house. If I wait in the darkness, the grave is the grave is waiting for me. I have made my bed in the darkness. What was one of the sayings? Made your bed, you gotta lie in. You laying in wickedness. Come on, Op. You ain't messing with no rookie, Op. Job 19 and 6. Know now that God have overthrown me and have compassed me with his net. Let's see what it say now. Know now that God have overthrown me and have compassed me with his net. Let's see what that's going into. Say God overthrown me and compassed me with his net. Let's see what his net is. You want to talk about levels of scriptures? Let's go. Matthew 13. Matthew 13 and 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. People from all walks of life. Sea going in the nation. Gathered into the nation and gathered every. Going to a nation and get people from all different walks of life. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's more. Let's go to Job 19. Ain't messing with no rookie Op. Got me messed up. Job 19 and 7. Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard. I cry aloud, but there is no judgment. He hath fenced up my way that I cannot pass, and he hath set darkness in my paths. Is that talking about the Most High said the literal? You walking down the street, it's light one day, you just walking jolly along, and all of a sudden it's just triple darkness with no lights or nothing. You can't see, and you like this. You can't go because you can't see anything. You can't even see your hands, your feet, no nothing. No. It's going into no understanding is what that's going into. Verse 8. I went on verse 8. It's just Job thinking the Most High mistreating him. Come on, man. He complaining to the Most High. I understand this book, Negro. Job, one of the deepest books. Let's go to Job 20 and 15. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Somebody being greedy, God shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps, wicked doctrines. The viper's tongue shall slay him, wicked people. 17. Oh no, I'm supposed to go to 15 to 19. Because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away a house. Let's go back. Job 20 and 15. He have swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. 19. Because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away a house which he builded not. Let's go to verse 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, in his mind he shall not save of that which he desired. 21. There shall none of his meat be left. His doctrine. Therefore shall no man look for his goods, for his knowledge. 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. We're going through some hard times. 23. When he is about to fill his belly, his mind, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. When he shall fill his mind with all this vain stuff and delusions, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Why he think he living good? Why he think it's knowledge? And I think he know it all? 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Ain't no run. He gonna acknowledge the most high on his butt. He gonna try to flee from it, but you can't flee from the most high righteous. I went to 20. Let's keep going. 25. It is drawn and cometh out of the belly. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon it. 26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. Let's go to 27. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. 28. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath, in the time of his wrath. Come on, man. It's going into a wicked man. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So, 1 Timothy let you know, 1 Timothy 6 and 20 let you know, beware Esau's signs. Let's keep going. Let's go to the Zonderville now. We're going to a day letter in the Zonderville. Let's go today. day. A word having various meanings in the Bible, denoting time from sunrise to sunset. A word having various meanings in the Bible. That's what I'm showing. Denoting time from sunrise to sunset. That's one of the meanings of it. Sun up to sundown is one day. Then you go through the night, then the sun come up again and go down, and that's another day. Go through the night, sun up, start of the day, sun down, end of the day. Come on, let's go. I ain't even got to get to. Let's go. Let's see why I say from sunrise to sunset. Let's go to John. John 11:9. Jesus answered, Yahweh shall answer, are there not 12 hours in the day? That's a clue. This is a mystery puzzle clue code book. That's Christ let you know during the summer solstice. It's 12 hours of daylight. And then it's getting into if any man walk in the day, if any man walk in righteousness. Then that just shows various meanings in the Bible. If any man walk in the day, if any man walk in the righteousness, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world. And on a literal level, when you out there in the sun, you're not going to clip up. You don't need no street lights or none of that, because you got the sun. But let's see if you don't. Verse 10. But if a man walk in the night, he stumbleth because there is no light in him. If a man walking in unrighteousness, he going to be getting into all stumbleth, mean he going to get into all type of stuff. Ain't no light in him. Ain't no righteousness in him. But on a literal level, if you walking at nighttime with no street lights, you're going to stumble and clip up on something, because you can't see no light. Let's go. That's a clue about the summer solstice, but then it go in about righteousness and all that. Let's go to Matthew 6. That's going another clue that Christ gave about a day. So I'm going to break this stuff all the way down, Negro. Salakia. Let's go to Matthew 16. Matthew 16. Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. Verse 2. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. So, in the morning time and the evening time, when the sun is at a certain distance from the earth, the sky get its red hue. Hue mean color. It get its red hue. Verse 3. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. Lowering mean cloudy, red and cloudy. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? So that's another parable with Christ. He talking to the Pharisees and them, telling them like, y'all know about science and all that, but y'all don't know what time we living in. He was talking on a physical level, then he was talking on a spiritual level. Y'all know the face of, discern the face of the sky. Y'all know the phases of the sky and all that. Y'all know science. But do y'all know the science, the spiritual science of what's going on with the earth and the Most High? Come on, man. Come on, Negro. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go to Job. Let's go to Job. Break this stuff all the way down. Let's go to Job. Job 3. Okay, so this is another clue about days and all that. So this Job on one level let you know B-days is wicked. Birthdays is wicked. And on the next level let you know that the day and the night is two different cycles. And the next level let you know that the nighttime is not counted on the calendar. And the calendar is only counted by the daytime. Let's get it. Let's go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel 19. Let's get it. 1 Samuel 19. Let's go. 1 Samuel 19 and 8. And there was war again. And David went out and fought with the Philistines and slew them with a great slaughter. And they fled from him. Verse 9. And the evil spirit from the Lord was upon Saul. He sat in the house with his javelin in his hand. And David played with his hand. Verse 10. And Saul sought to smite David even to the wall with the javelin. But he slipped away out of Saul's presence. And he smote the javelin into the wall. And David fled and escaped that night. So they're talking about David fled and escaped in the wickedness. And David fled and escaped that night. Verse 11. Saul also sent messengers unto David's house to watch him and to slay him in the morning. When the sun come up, as soon as the sun come up, kill that man. And Michael, David's wife, told him, saying, if thou save not thy life tonight, tomorrow thou shalt be slain. Know what I mean? If they don't get your butt tonight, tomorrow you're going to be dead for sure. Let's go to verse 24. So we showing it's talking about a situation with David and Saul. But then it's giving you clues about night and day in it. Let's keep going. 1 Samuel 19:24. And he stripped off his clothes also and prophesied before Samuel. Oh, I ain't even go to Job yet. Salaki. Let's go back to Job. Salaki. I messed up. Ain't wrong to be a man and say I messed up. That's what a lot of brothers can't do. Say they misunderstood something. Job 3 and verse 1. After this opened Job his mouth and cursed this day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and night in which it was said, there is a man child conceived. That you know it's a night and day is two different things. Verse 4. Let that day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Verse 5. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify. Say, let the blackness of the day terrify. Come on, man. Let the blackness of the Most High truth and righteousness brightness terrify. Verse 6, as for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined into the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of months. But it say, he was born at, let the day perish when I was born. So it's talking about he was born in the daytime. But down here it say, as for that night, let darkness seize upon it. You could try to say it's saying, as for that unrighteousness, let darkness seize upon it. As for that night, it's talking about the literal nighttime. Let darkness seize upon it. Let it not. So it's letting you know the nighttime is when it's dark out. You got to read in between, read into this stuff. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it. It's talking about a birthday, but it's clues in there. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let you know the nighttime is when it's dark out. Then it's going to let you know this. Let it not be joined into the days of the year. It's letting you know days is only counted by the daytime when the sun up. The calendar, the years, the months is only predicated on the sunshine. Let it not come into the number of months. So, brother talking about when the new moon come, like when the new moon come, you supposed to go run and mark your calendar. No, you mark your calendar at the start of an actual day, man. When the sun come up, that's when you mark your calendar. Verse 8, let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. It's another clue, let you know, raise up their mourning. Let you know when the sun raise up, that's the start of the day. Verse 9, let the stars of the twilight is the phase in between evening and nightfall, thereof be dark. Let you know right there, the stars first appeared during the twilight at the evening. Therefore be dark. Let you know the nightfall come after the twilight. Let it look for light but have none. Why? Because it's the nighttime. Neither let it see the dawning of the day. The dawning is the phase after the twilight. When it's darkness, it go on the twilight again, and then the dawning. Neither let it see the dawning of the day. Come on, let's rock and roll. Now let's go to 1 Samuel. So let's jump to 24. And he stripped off his clothes also and prophesied. Let you know when the new moon come, they ain't counting the new month. New moon mean a new month. They only counting the daytime. Let's see, 24. And he stripped off his clothes also and prophesied before Samuel in like manner, and lay down naked all that day and all that night. Wherefore they say, is Saul also among the prophets? Let's go to 1 Samuel 20 and 5. And David said unto Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon. Tomorrow night is the new moon. And I should not fail to sit with the king at meat, but let me go, that I may hide myself in the field until the third day at evening. So that lets you know right day to the third day at evening. It's letting you know that's the end of the day. To the end of the day, until the third day at evening, the end of the day is when Jonathan was supposed to meet up with David. So it's letting you know when the evening time is the end of the day, when the sun going down. Let's go to 12. And Jonathan said unto David, O Lord, God of Israel, when I have sounded my father about tomorrow, any time or the third day, and behold, if there be good toward David, and I then send not unto thee, and show it to thee. Go to 18. Then Jonathan said to David, tomorrow is the new moon, and thou shalt be missed because thy seat will be empty. Tomorrow is the new month, is the new moon, is the new month, and thou shalt be missed because thy seat will be empty. Let's go to 19. And when thou hast stayed 3 days, then shalt go down quickly and come to the place where thou didst hide thyself when the business was in hand, and shall remain by the stone Ezel. Let's go to 24. So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, the king set him down to eat meat. The king set him down to eat meat. And the king sat upon his seat as other times, even upon, that's 25, upon a seat by the wall. And Jonathan arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty. So the king ordered them to sit down, but David was gone. Let's go to 26. Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him. He is not clean. Surely he is not clean. 27. And it came to pass on the morrow, which was the 2nd day of the month, showing they only counting the daytime, that David's place was empty. And Saul said unto Jonathan his son, wherefore cometh not the son of Jesse to meet, neither yesterday nor today? So showing again, it's only counting the daytime. Let's prove it. Let's prove it. It say yesterday nor today. Let's prove that it's proved that they only counting the daytime. So when the new moon come, you don't mark your calendar till the sun come up, Negro. Genesis 19 and 27. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. 33. So he wrote in the morning when the sun up. Let's prove it that the morning is when the sun up. Let's jump down to 33. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, behold, I lay yesterday. I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night. So that you know, the night and the day is separate. It say, behold, I lay yesternight. Why don't say yesterday? I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in, and lie with them, that we may preserve seed of our father. This going into about Lot, how Moab and Ammon, the nation of Moab and Ammon came about. So far, what we know is the Chinese and the Japanese. Let's go to 35. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. So it's letting you know right there, when you go back to let's go back to the 1 Samuel, that they was only counting the daytime. Let's go to 34. 1 Samuel 20 and 34 now. Let's prove it some more. So Jonathan arose from the table in fierce anger, and did eat no meat the 2nd day of the month. So it's proven that new moon was talking about new month, day of the month. For he was grieved for David because his father had done him shame. 35. And it came to pass in the morning that Jonathan went out into the field at the time appointed with David and a little lad with him. So it's letting you know right there. On the third day, Jonathan was supposed to meet him. What time did he meet him? In the morning, when the sun was up. Come on, let's keep going. Let's go back to Genesis. No. Or where we can. Let's go back to Genesis 19 and 34. So it supposed to say yesterday, but it said yesternight. Genesis 19 and 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night. So it's talking about the nighttime is its own thing. And the daytime is its own thing. Because I read when it was talking about yesterday. Well, then right here it's talking about yesternight. Let's go to Psalms 55 and 17. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna dissect this thing up. I don't jump with no bungee cord. Now, can it be tweaked on the actual exact time during the summer solstice? Yeah, of course. But the basic understanding of it is a day is from sun up to sundown. Go through the night, rest, get up, mark your calendar when the sun up again. Come on, let's go. Psalms 55 and 17. Let's see what a day is. Evening and morning and at noon. The word and is in conjunction. It's just putting them things together. Do that mean that's the order? No. Brother will read that and think the day started at evening. But that still ain't 24 hours like they believe in. It ain't saying from evening and morning and noon to evening. No, it's saying evening and morning and at noon. Will I pray and cry loud, and he shall hear my voice. It's letting you know when you morning, and you go to noon to evening. That's a day. Morning to evening is one day. Let's go. And this David right here telling you he gonna pray all day long. Evening and morning and noon will I pray. All day long will I pray. All day long will I pray. Then on another level, it's showing you the three main phases of one day. Let's go. Now we about to go on the seasons. About to go on the seasons now. Go on the seasons. Now we about to prove the different seasons. Genesis, all the way in the beginning of the book. Nope, we will start at Ecclesiastes first, then go to Genesis. Hit you with a flea flicker. Let's go. Genesis. Well, no, we're Ecclesiastes. No. Ecclesiastes. Gotta be right in the zap. Three, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to be born, the summer, a time to die, winter. Let's go over it again. A time to be born, the daytime. You wake up being lively. You wake up. A time to die, meaning rest, the nighttime. Come on now. I understand the level to these scriptures are, and even see what you can understand. You humble down, you'll get the knowledge and become wiser than you already are. But since you don't want to do that, your understanding going to be stuck on stupid. Because you or nobody in your school can't prove this class wrong. So, Genesis 8:22. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold, and heat, and summer, and winter, and day, and night shall not cease. It's letting you know it's different seasons. It's letting you know it's different seasons. It say cold and heat and summer and winter and day and night shall not cease. This scripture is letting you know about polar opposites. Scripture's got levels to them. It's breaking down the seasons about summer, winter, night and day, cold and hot. Then on a deeper level, it's letting you know about polar opposites. Polar opposites. Let's go to Baruch. Let's go to Baruch 2:25. Baruch chapter 2 verse 25. And lo, they are cast out to the heat of the day, not the heat of the night. How is it going to be heat of the day if the nighttime is considered the day? And lo, they are cast out to the heat of the day and to the frost of the night. Get cold at night. So they two different things. And it's going into the hot and the cold, like in Genesis 8:22. Genesis 8:22. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. Baruch 2:25. And lo, they are cast out to the heat of the day and to the frost of the night. Come on, man. And you can come on, man. And you can apply that, the heat of the day, to the righteousness and the frost of the night, wickedness. It's getting so tired, man. We keep trying to just simplify the Bible that much. No, this Bible deeper than what you trying to simplify. Every time you see darkness and light, it's just talking about righteousness and unrighteousness. No, there's other stuff going on in these scriptures. You're not going to make me believe no idiotic stuff like that the Bible just that simple and basic. Come on, man. It's simple and basic when you really studying and meditating on the different levels. Let's see why I said that. Heat of the day and frost of the night. Genesis 1:5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning was the first day. They polar opposites. Polar opposites. It got to be a balance. Got to rethink this over. Humble down. Like I said, I ain't under your leadership. I'm going to stand up to you. I'm not worrying about losing no rank. I ain't worrying about that. You can't demote me, Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Let's see why just weight is his delight. Say a false balance. A false balance. Oh, night and day is 24 hours. They the same thing. The night and the day, you put them together and create a 24-hour, one-day cycle instead of a 24-hour cycle divided into night and day. We got to get technical in how we wording things up. That's where the confusion come in at. A false balance is an abomination. Let's see why. Let's see why. That's an abomination. Genesis 1:5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Come on, let's go. Why he called it the light day and the darkness night? Let's go back. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Go to verse 2. When pride cometh, nah, these niggas, the new day start at nighttime. When pride cometh, these niggas with fringes on talking about the new day start in the daytime. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. You being so prideful, you're gonna have shame when you finally discover what the real truth of night and day is. But with the lowly is wisdom. I'm humble and lowly. That's why the Most High steady increasing my wisdom, because I'm sincerely searching these scriptures out. I don't have no agenda, I'm sincerely trying to help you out. I don't want your seat. I don't want your recognition, your title. I don't want your school. None of that. I'm sincerely trying to help your school, Genesis 8:22. But I'm a bash you doing it, though, because you jumped out there. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold, and heat, and summer, and winter, and day and night shall not cease. Read it again. While the earth remaineth, while we still on this earth plane, seed time and harvest. Time to plant crops and harvest. Time to pick crops and cold and heat. The day and the nighttime, or the elements of hot and cold. The temperature of hot and cold, and summer and winter. The seasons of the earth, summer, the life cycle, and winter, the death cycle, and day, the work cycle, and night, the rest cycle should not cease. Come on, let's go. It's more. It's more. It's more. Now we're going into the balance. Now we're going into the balance of a day and night. Let's go to Philippians. I like it though, you made me dig deep on this one. You want me to prove something? That's what I'm proving. I'm showing you. I'm showing you with this, Philippians 3:5. Circumcise the 8th day of the stock of Israel. It says circumcise the 8th day. Let's see if that's just talking about 24 hours. Let's see. Second address. Second address. 6. Second address 6:35. And it came to pass after this that I wept again and fasted 7 days in like manner, that I might fulfill 3 weeks which he told me. And in the 8th night, the 8th day, and in the 8th night was my heart vexed with me again, and I began to speak before the Most High. First Thessalonians 3:10. Night and day praying exceedingly. Night and day praying exceedingly. Let's see why I say night and day. Go back to Genesis 1:5 again. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Let's keep going. Let's go to Exodus 5 and 14. Exodus 5 and 14. And the officers of the children of Israel, which Pharaoh's taskmasters had set over them, were beaten, and demanded, Wherefore have ye not fulfilled your task in making brick, both yesterday and today, as herefore? They working in the daytime when the sun up. That's what they doing. You gotta look at the life lessons that's in the scriptures too. On one level, they can be metaphorically talking about teaching and righteousness and unrighteousness, but it's a life lesson in it. It's letting you know they was making bricks in the daytime. Let's go back to Genesis 9 and 34. Said yesterday, and today. No, that's talking about the 24 hours. Let's see. Genesis 19 and 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also. I lay yesternight. Let's go to Genesis 31. Genesis 31. Genesis 31 and 29. It is in the power of my hand to do you hurt, but the God of your father spake unto me yesternight, saying, spake unto me yesternight, saying. Let's keep going. Genesis 31 and 42. Except the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac, had been with me, surely thou hadst sent me away now empty. God hath seen my affliction and the labor of my hands, and rebuked thee yesternight. And rebuked thee yesternight. No, there's only such thing as yesterday. And rebuked thee yesternight. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go back to Jonah. It's not sticking. I don't think it's sticking. It's time to beat the nail some more. So I'm going to beat you on the head like a hammer hitting a nail so you get it. See, that's what you got to do to sometimes. You got to love with somebody. You know, it's easy to say, man, forget that. Get that nigga, man. F him. I don't care. He don't want to learn it. I don't care. I know. Nah. Got to keep pushing it because sometimes it takes people. It might just be a thing of just sitting down and going over the information and analyzing it. Or it might just be you can't comprehend it right now. I don't know. But I know you ain't really thoroughly went over the information. Jonah 1 and 15. So they took up Jonah and cast him forth into the sea, and the sea ceased from her raging. Then the men feared the Lord exceedingly, and offered a sacrifice unto the Lord, and made vows. Now the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah. And Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. I'm working on a Jonah class too. I'm starting to slowly unravel that junk with crystal clarity. Not no half-cock class. I want to hit on every point of it. Let's go to Job 2 and 13. Job 2 and 13. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, No, it's just 7 days because the nighttime's the daytime too. Set upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights. And none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. His life lessons in these scriptures too. Let's go to 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy 5:1. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren, the elder woman as mothers, the younger as sisters, with all purity. Yeah, I'm going to rebuke not an elder if he ain't acting like an elder, if he need to be corrected. The elder woman as mothers, the younger as sisters, with all purity. Honor widows that are widows indeed, but if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show pity at home, and to requite their parents, for that is good and acceptable before God. Verse 5. Now she that is a widow indeed and desolate trusteth in God, and continueth in supplications and prayers night and day. Continueth in supplications and prayers night and day. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now we getting into the son's purpose. Purpose of the son. That's what we getting into now. That's what we getting into now. Genesis 1:16 through 19. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Verse 17. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. Verse 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Verse 19. And the evening and the morning were the 4th day. Let's keep going. Sirach 43. And we tracking the time cycle. We tracking the time of the awake cycle. Son's purpose. Let's go to Sirach. Sirach 43:2-3. The sun, when it appeared, declared at its rising, a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. Verse 3. At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide in the burning heat thereof? Come on, let's keep going. It's the sun's purpose to give heat and warmth and light to the earth. It's an instrument. Let's see why. Let's go back to Genesis. Genesis 1:5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Let's go to 14-18. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. 16. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. 17. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. 18. And to rule over the day and over the night. To rule over the day and over the nights. And to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the 4th day. Let's keep going. So now, okay, so now, something else in the scriptures. Our forefathers counted days by a sundial. That's how they tracked the time. So that's more proof that they wasn't counting the night. Because the sundial go by the shadows of the earth. The position, how far the sun is away from the earth dictates the shadows of the earth. So let's go into it. Let's go into it. So now we about to go on a sundial. 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 A sundial is a device that tells the time of day when there is sunlight by the apparent position of the sun in the sky. A sundial is a device that tells the time of day when there is sunlight by the apparent position of the sun in the sky. So let's just see if the Bible is just allegory. This is the definition of a sundial. They ain't had no clocks on the wall. So now, let's go into the scriptures and see is this literal or not. If it's clues in here. 2 Kings. Second Kings 20 and 1. 2 Kings 20 and verse 1. In those days was Hezekiah sick unto death, and the prophet Isaiah the son of Amos came to him and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, set thy house in order, for thou shalt die and not live. Okay. So Isaiah came and warned him. Let's go down to verse 9. And Isaiah said, This sign shalt thou have of the Lord, that the Lord will do the thing that he hath spoken. Shall the shadow go forward 10 degrees or go back 10 degrees? So the sundial, they tell the time on the shadow that the sun casting when it hit the dial. So Hezekiah wanted to put the sundial back because the longer the shadows go, the farther away the sun leaving from the earth. And when it gets to a certain point, that's the end of the day. So we're going to see that's why he wanted the Lord to make the shadows go back 10 degrees. To prolong his life is what he's begging for. Verse 10. And Hezekiah answered, It is a light thing for the shadow to go down 10 degrees. Nay, but let the shadow return backward 10 degrees. So it's letting them know it's a light thing for the shadow to go down 10 degrees. For the day to be, it's easy for the day to be over with. And Isaiah the prophet cried unto the Lord, and he brought the shadow 10 degrees backward, by which it have gone down in the dial of Azaz. So it's basically talking about the Most High prolonging his life. Did the Most High literally make the sun like start backing up? I doubt that. But it's talking about basically he prolonged his life. But it's a parable that you know how they was telling time and what they was using. Verse 12. Verse 12. At the same time, Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present unto Hezekiah, for he had heard that Hezekiah had been sick. Let's go to Isaiah now. Let's get some more on him. Isaiah 38. gotta be an assassin in this book, man, to dissect this stuff. But if you don't know what you're looking at, you just don't know what you're looking at. The book ain't just allegory, it metaphorically speak about things, but it's life lessons in here that you can teach. Right now, I'm teaching the instrument of a sundial. And but within that, I'm gonna prove that when the sun go down, it's the end of the day. Because Hezekiah was begging the Lord to make the sun come back. If the night and the day is one thing, then why would he be wanting the sun to come back? So you can see the shadow on the sundial start coming back. The further away the sun go, the longer the shadows stretch out. So he wanted the shadows to come back some degrees to prolong his life. Why I didn't say when the sun come up in the morning? Go through the night. And once it get through the end of the night, that's the end of the day. And when the sun rises again, prolong the sun from rising. If that's the end of the day. Come on, let's go. Or at evening. Why he ain't say at evening, I mean. Let's go to Isaiah 38:1. In those days, Hezekiah, sick unto death, and Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos, came unto him and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, set thy house in order, for thou shalt die and not live. Verse 2. Then Hezekiah turned his face toward the wall and prayed unto the Lord, begging the Most High for his life. Verse 5. Go and say to Hezekiah, Thus saith the Lord, the God of David thy father, I have heard thy prayer. I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will add unto thy days 15 years. And I will deliver thee and this city out of the hand of the king of Assyria. And I will defend this city. Verse 5. 5 to go to the 8. So he said he's going to add 15 days to Hezekiah's life. Let's see how he did it. Behold, I will bring again the shadow of the degrees which is gone down in the sundial of Ahaz, 10 degrees backward. So the sun returned 10 degrees, by which degrees it was gone down. So that's another way to let you know, if that sun would have went down all the way, that was the end of the day, he was going to be dead. He was trying to prolong the day, to prolong his life. So the Most High added 15 years, he was counting time. So this is a parable letting you know how they was counting time back then with a sundial, during the daytime when the sun was up. Because if that sun would have went down, his ass was grass. You know what I mean? But the Most High made the sun go back 10 degrees. So the shadow that was stretching out, it went back 10 degrees. So that's how I can tell the Most High added days to his life. But that's just a parable. It's a teaching moment to teach us on how they was telling time back then through a sundown. It's a mystery code puzzle book that they had to strategically put it together for Esau and them won't destroy you. So once we wake back up, we'll know what we looking at and what's true and what ain't true. Esau's time system ain't true. The truth is in here. So the moral to that story was the sundial, which they was telling time with before the clock, when the sun hit it, it's a shadow that it casts. And the longer the shadow get, that means it's going, the further away the sun getting from the earth, and it's going into the nighttime. Hezekiah knew he was about to die. He knew when the sun would have left, when the day was over with, his time on earth was done. So he wanted the Most High to prolong the day to save his life. But was that literal? No, because he added 15 years to him. Did he make the earth? Did he make the sun stop, come back and stop for 15 years? Nah, it's just a teaching moment in there to let you know. The Most High prolonged his life. But in that is letting you know the sundial, it casts shadows. And it operates during the sun time. It operates during the sunlight. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. So I'm going to break this stuff all the way down. Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 3. What profit have a man of his labor which he taketh under the sun? The sun was made for men to see what we doing out there. Let's get some more on it. Judges. Let's go to Judges. We're going to Judges 9. Judges 9. Judges 9 and 32. Now therefore, up by night, up during the nighttime, thou and the people that is with thee, and lie in wait in the field. 33. And it shall be that in the morning, as soon as the sun is up, thou shalt rise early and set upon the city. So he was up all night. And it said in the morning, the start of the day, as soon as the sun is up, thou shalt rise early and set upon the city. Now let's see. And it shall be that in the morning, as soon as the sun is up. Let's see what happened when the sun comes up in the morning. Judges 16. Judges 16, 1 through 3. Then went Samson to Gaza, and saw there a harlot, and went in unto her. And it was told the Gazites, saying, Samson is come hither. And they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city, and were quiet all night. They were stalking him, saying, in the morning when it is day. Talking about them trying to kill Samson and all that. But it's another teaching lesson, and they let you know. In Judges 9, it said, as soon as the sun is up. But in Judges 16, it said in the morning. In Judges 9, it said in the morning when the sun is up. Then in Judges 16, it said in the morning when it is day. It's a puzzle book. Let's keep going. Let's go to Nehemiah. Let's get some more. Nehemiah. Nehemiah 4 and 21. So we labored in the work, and half of them held the spears from the rising of the morning till the stars appeared, all day long. 22. Likewise, at the same time said I unto the people, let everyone with his servant lodge with Jerusalem, that in the night they may be a guard to us, and labor on the day. Another teaching moment in there. At nighttime, everybody resting. That's why they need people to guard and wash their back. And labor on the day. Doing work in the daytime. Let's go. Let's prove it. Daytime is for work. 2nd Esdras 6. This talking about the Most High right here. 2nd Esdras 6. 6 and 38. And I said, O Lord, thou speakest from the beginning of creation, even the first day, and saidest thus, let heaven and earth be made. And thy word was a perfect work. And then was the spirit, and darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Verse 40. Then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures, that thy work might appear. Commandest thou a fair light. He gave Christ the command to create light to come forth of thy treasures, his treasures of knowledge, that thy work might appear, that you can see stuff. Proof of working under the sun cycle. Get some more on it. Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 2 and 24. There is nothing better. 2 and 22. For what have man of all his labor, and of the vexation of his heart, wherein he have labored under the sun. 23. For all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief, yea, his heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. So it's letting you know right there, the daytime is when the sun is up for working, and the nighttime is for resting. Salakia. Let's go to 24. There is nothing better for, okay, good is labor. This is also, that was from the hand of God. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This is also, I saw that it was from the hand of God. A man should enjoy his labor under the sun, working and eating. Let's go to Sirach 18:26. Sirach 18. Sirach 18:26. From the morning until the evening. From the morning until the evening. The word until means this step to this step. It's not like the word and, just putting two things together. Somebody say, what you do today? I went jogging. I rode my bike and went jogging. Do that mean you rode your bike first, then went jogging? Nah, it just say I rode my bike and went jogging. I could have jogged first, but if I say I rode my bike to jogging, that means I rode my bike first and then I went jogging. I went jogging to ride my bike. The word to. Sirach 18:26. From the morning until the evening, the time is changed. Why? Because it's nighttime now. It tell you the whole first book of Genesis, it just say from evening and morning. But right here is the truth. From the morning until the evening, the time is changed. Why? It's going into nighttime. And all things are soon done before the Lord. My work done. The sun going down is time to rest. That's all it's going into. Let's go to Acts. Get some more. Acts 28. Acts 28. Acts 28 and 23. And when they had appointed him a day, there came many to him into his lodging, to whom he expounded and testified the kingdom of God, persuading them concerning Jesus, concerning Yahushua, both out of the law of Moses and out of the prophets from morning till evening. So this talking about Moses and Yahushua and the prophets, but it's letting you know it's a clue. It said when they appointed to a day, and then at the end of this paragraph, it's saying from morning till evening. It's letting you know from morning, sun up, to evening, the sun going down, is a day. Come on, let's go. It's comprehension in the scriptures, Israel. You got to be able to comprehend this book too. Got to be able to comprehend the English language. It's a paragraph. The first sentence in a paragraph is called the topic sentence. Let's see what the topic of the topic sentence is. Yeah, I study English too. And when they had appointed him a day, that's the topic, talking about a day. And it's telling you the things that they was doing with Moses and the prophets and Christ. It's a parable going into truth and all that. But at the end of it, it's letting you know what a day is. From morning till evening. The topic of the paragraph is talking about a day. And at the end of it, the last sentence is letting you know what a day is. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's see what a day is again. Let's go back to Genesis. Genesis 1 and 3. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. Verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Come on, let's go. Proof is talking about what a day is, man. Let's keep going. The last page right here. The last page. Let's get it. The last of the last. Now we going into the moon's purpose. Now we going. We got one more on that. We was going into the side. We was going into the work, the purpose of light. This was going into the purpose of the light. These last scriptures. It's the last one on that. Psalms 59. Psalms 59. Psalms 59 and 14. And at evening, let them return, and let them make noise like a dog, and go around about the city. Let them wander up and down for meat, and grudge if they be not satisfied. Verse 16. But I will sing of thy power, yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning. So right here it said, and at evening, at the end of the day, then when you get down here, it say, but I will sing of thy power, yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning. When the sun come up, so they went to evening, went through the night, and then the morning when the sun come back up, for thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. So it's talking about in the time of his trouble. Remember it said the word day got various meanings in the Bible and it's on the veil. On one end, it's the day is just talking about the time of his trouble. That can literally be at nighttime or any time. But on another end, it's giving you the signs of, is letting you know at evening, when the sun going down, you go through the night, and then right here it say, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning when the sun come back up, for thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. So that's another way of just letting you know morning and evening is a day. You got to read between the lines. It's just giving you morning and evening. It's letting you know from sun up to sundown. It's a cold book, a mystery puzzle book. Let's go to Genesis. Now we on the moon's purpose, man. We just got with the sun. The sun supposed to rule over the day. Let's see what the moon supposed to do. Genesis 1:16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. Verse 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. It's more proof on morning and evening. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. So it's this more proof that morning and evening is a day. They ain't mentioned nothing about night up in there. But I just showed you in Psalms 59, it was the same thing. It was going into something else. But the mystery of it was showing you morning and evening again is a day. Them three words, morning, evening, and day, was in the same paragraph, like right here. Morning and evening were the fourth day. Morning, evening, and day. That's the theme, common theme in the Bible. Just letting you know, sun up and sun down is one day. Don't be fooled by Esau telling you 24 hours is a day. The nighttime, the new day started at night, 12 a.m. Your brothers ain't no different. If y'all telling brothers the new day started at night, that's the Most High letting us know. Don't be fooled thinking the day start at nighttime, because they knew what these devils was going to pull. And fool unlearned Israelites to create a doctrine off of that, trying to tweak Esau 24 hours in one day. Come on, let's keep riding. Let's go. Sirach 50. Sirach 50. And 5 and 6 and 5 through 7. How was he honored in the midst of the people in his coming out of the sanctuary? He was as the morning star in the midst of a cloud, and as the moon at full. It's talking about Simon, the recognition they giving Simon, but it's giving you clues in it too. And as the moon at full, talking about how bright his righteousness was. Verse 7, as the sun shining upon the temple of the Most High, and as the rainbow giving light in the bright clouds. Come on, man. Come on, Negro. Let's go. The different instruments, different uses. Is what that was. On one end, it was going into Simon, talking about his righteousness and all that, his praise. But on another end, it was going into the Most High instruments. Come on, let's go. It's more. It's more. Let's go to Sirach 43 and 6 through 10. He made the moon also to serve in her season. What's the moon season? The nighttime. For a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Let's see what the moon, let's link it up. Let's link it up. First Maccabees 12 and 26. He sent spies also into their tents, who came again and told him that they were appointed to come upon them in the night season. Sirach 43 and 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Verse 7. From the moon is the sign of feast, the new moon feast, the new month feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. It's a lesser light. It's a least brighter light than the sun, a colder light than the sun, that decreaseth in her perfection. When the moon is full. Verse 8, the month is called after her name, the new moon, the new month, increasing wonderfully in her changing. When it goes from dark to full, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. It said increasing wonderfully, meaning when it becomes full, that's wonderful. A partially lit moon is not wonderful, or no dark moon ain't wonderful. But it lets you know right there, the moon is shining during the new moon. So you brothers teaching the new moon, you off his head. New moon is it. The dark moon, you off his head. Let's keep going. Verse 9, the beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, and ornament giving light in the highest places of the Lord. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order and never faint in their watches. Come on, man, they're not going to transgress, man. They're going to keep going. Let's go to Nehemiah. So I was going to break this stuff all the way down, got me messed up. Leaping out there. Let's go to let's go to Nehemiah. Nehemiah 4 and 21. Nehemiah 4 and 21. So we labored in the work, and half of them held their spears from the rising of the morning to the stars appeared. 22. Likewise, at the same time, said I unto the people, let everyone with his servant lodge with Jerusalem, that in the night they may be a guard unto us and labor on the day. Working from sunrise to sunset. Let's go to Acts again. Let's go to Acts. Acts 27. Acts 27 and 22. And now, 22 to 22. And I exhort you to be of good cheer, for there shall be no loss of any man's life among you, but of the ship. 23. For there stood by me this night the angel of God, whose I am and whom I serve. Let's go to 27. But when the 14th night, the 14th day. But when the 14th night was come, as we were driving up and down in Adria about midnight, the shipmen deemed that they drew near to some country. Let's go to 33. And while the day was coming, it just was talking about the night. And while the day was coming on, the sun was starting to rise. Paul besought them all to take meat, saying, this day is the 14th day. The 14th day that ye have tarried and continue fasting, having taken nothing. Let's go to 39. And when it was day, so that's proof right there. It said, and while the day was coming on, when the sun was starting to rise, and when it was day, they knew not the land, but they discovered a certain creek with a shore, into which they were minded, if it were possible, to thrust in the ship. So we always can apply teaching and righteousness and wickedness to the scriptures. But like I'm going to keep saying, there's life lessons right there. Let's go to 2nd Esdras again. 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras 6 and 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and see my salvation and the end of your world. 26. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart and the mind of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. Let's go to 28. As for it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. 29. And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. 30. And these words said he unto me, I am come to show thee the time of the night to come. I am come to show you the time of the night to come. If thou wilt pray yet more and fast 7 days again, I shall tell thee greater things by day than I have heard. So it's showing you a distinction right there again. Let's go down to 35. And it came to pass after this that I wept again and fasted 7 days in like manner, that I might fulfill the 3 weeks which he told me. 36. And in the 8th night, the 8th day, and in the 8th night was my heart vexed with me again, and I began to speak before the Most High. Let's go to 2nd Esdras 7 and 1. And when I made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore, the nights before. Now you know, once again, it said nights with an S on it. So then you know again, they 2 different cycles. It said nights before. Go to 2nd Maccabees. 2nd Maccabees, coming down the back stretch. 2nd Maccabees 12. Second Maccabees 12 and 1. These covenants were made. Lysias went unto the king, and the Jews were about their husbandry. But of the governors of several places, Timotheus and Apollonius, the son of Genius, also Hieronymus and Demophanes, and beside them Nicanor, the governor of Cyprus, would not suffer them to be quiet and live in peace. Then the men of Joppa also did such as ungodly deed. They prayed the Jews that dwelt among them to go with their wives and children into the boats, which they had prepared as though they had meant them no hurt. 4. Who accepted of it according to the common decree of the city, as being desirous to live in peace and suspecting nothing. But when they were gone forth into the deep, they drowned, no less than 200 of them. Verse 5. When Judas heard of this cruelty done unto his countrymen, he commanded those that were with them to make them ready. Verse 6. And calling upon God the righteous judge, he came against those murderers of his brethren and burnt the haven by night. A haven is a safe spot. Burnt a safe spot by night, crept up on them, and set the boats on fire. And those that fled thither he slew. Whoever tried to get away, they killed them. Verse 7. And when the town was shut up, they locked the whole town down. He went backward as if he would return to root out all them of the city of Joppa. Verse 8. But when he heard that the Jamnites were minded to do in like manner unto the Jews that dwelt among them, verse 9, he came upon the Jamnites also by night, and set fire on the haven and the navy. Come on, man. It was creeping on them peoples at nighttime. Let's jump all the way to 39. And upon the day following, so he did all that at night, but now right here. And upon the day following, when the sun back up, as the youths had been, Judas and his company came to take up the bodies of them that were slain and buried them with their kinsmen in their fathers' graves. They came and scooped them all them bodies up when the sun came up where they could see where everybody was at. Let's see. Let's go to 1 Maccabees 12. 1 Maccabees 12 and 26. He sent spies also into their tents, who came again and told them that they were appointed to come upon them in the night season. Let's go to Job. Let's go to Job. Job 7, 1 through 4. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of a hireling? Man is guaranteed to go to the grave. As a servant earnestly desireth the shadow, and as a hireling looketh for the reward of his work. A hireling is working a job that's low level and not guaranteed, could be gone at any time. Verse 3, so I am made to possess months of vanity and wearisome nights appointed unto me. Because life is short, so am I forced to live a life not so important, with a lot of sleepless nights. Sleepless nights. When I go to sleep, I say, that's verse 4. When I lie down, I say, when shall I arise and the night be gone? And I am full of tossings, to and fro until the dawning of the day, till the sun start to come up. I say I can't wait till the night over and the next day start, even though I didn't sleep good all night until the sun started to rise again, before the start of the day. I am ready to live life. And on another level, showing the two different life cycles. Read it again. Is there not appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of a hireling? A hireling is a low-level worker with not guaranteed work. As a servant earnestly desireth the shadow. A servant in his truth earnestly desireth the shadow of death. You know what I mean? It's not going to be long. As a servant earnestly desireth the shadow, and as a hireling looking for the reward of his work. So a servant, somebody in his truth desiring the shadow of death, it's not a good reward, it's counterproductive. and as a hireling looking for the reward of his work. You got a low-level job not really paying you nothing, and you ain't guaranteed to be there long. What reward is you looking for? Verse 3, so am I made to possess months of vanity? Am I forced to live days, living a life thinking it's something, but it ain't? And worrisome nights are appointed to me. Forced to live a life of a lot of agony and stress. When I lie down, I say, when shall I arise and the night be gone? I'm pressed to get up to start the day over again, even though, and I am full of tossings to and fro until the dawning of the day. Even though I ain't sleep good that night, all the way till the sun about to come back up, I can't wait to get up and live another vain day. Pressed to run out there to live like it's this big thing when it's not. Come on, let's go. Let's go to Job 4. Job 4 and 13. And thoughts from the visions of the night when deep sleep falleth of men. Said he's full of tossings and turnings in the night. And thoughts from the visions of night when deep sleep falleth on men. Nightmares, wherever you want to put it. That's Job 33. So this was the purpose of the moon. Yeah, this was the purpose of the moon. Go to Job 33. Job 33 and 14. For God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed. Then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. Man ain't got no understanding when he awoke. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed. Then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. Talking about the nighttime, man. Talking about the nighttime right there. So I'm done with this op. Go over to Insta. You just got chopped up. Running your mouth op. You don't know what you just did. Just got chopped up. You know what I mean? Doing all that ranting and raving. Ain't really doing nothing. All talk. This would just happen to that understanding of throwing your little dots. It's over. It's over, Op. It's over. This is how I'm going. Anybody can get it.
Is there no one else? Is there no one else?
I go back on that zone. Let's go back.
warlords loved by the gods. I hate him the most. We need him, my
What
king.
niggas be saying in they school.
For now.
Niggas throwing they little shots and all that. They little weak trash classes. Weak ass scripture game. It's over.
Is there no one else? Is there no one else?
Who are you, soldier?
Zephaniah Yasha'Allah, that's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I am. And on that note, Shalom, Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greeting. Zephaniah, treasured warrior spirit for the Most High Yahweh. For the Most High Yahweh. Yahweh. Spiritual assassin for the Most High God. Yasha'Allah, Israel, coming from Sith Lord Tiger School of Truth. Servants in the house of the Lord, together in God's eternal righteousness. Sith Lord Tiger. Are you Negroes running your mouth? You better do more studying, You better do more studying. You just got chopped up. This the bonus episode right here. So when that I know that 7th Jones dropped, brothers thought that was it. Nah, I wasn't. I coming back with this with everything. Hitting brothers with the everything in the kitchen sink. The whole house ain't a kitchen sink, Nick, bro. Do your studying. Don't scoff. I made the classes for you use it. We supposed to be learning from each other, bouncing off each other, not hating on each other. And on that note, servants in the house of the Lord, together in God's eternal righteousness. Sith Lord Tiger. Stick together, y'all.